Can you believe it's tomorrow? I whispered to Lily as we adjusted the final seating chart. You're literally glowing, she said, squinting at me. I swear, you're more excited than a kid at Christmas. I am excited, I admitted, biting my lip. And nervous. It's a lot. Lily chuckled, nudging my shoulder. Of course you're nervous. It's your wedding. But Ethan's perfect for you. Everyone says so. I frowned slightly, glancing at the table where Ethan was reviewing the flower arrangements with Claire. Perfect, maybe too perfect, I murmured under my breath. Claire laughed loudly. There's nothing wrong with perfection. Look at him, Ethan Carter, the man who literally has everyone wrapped around his finger. You're lucky. I know, I said softly, trying to convince myself. But deep down, a flutter of unease twisted in my stomach. Something about Ethan's smile tonight. It felt practiced, too controlled. Hey, are you okay? Lily asked, tilting her head. You're quiet. This is supposed to be fun. I'm fine, I said quickly, forcing a smile. Just thinking. My parents entered the room, smiling broadly. My mother reached out to pinch my cheek. You look radiant, darling. Tomorrow, everyone will see what we've known all along. You've found the right man. I hope so, I replied, the words tasting hollow. My father added, remember, marriage isn't just about love, it's about trust and respect. Don't let nerves cloud your judgment. I won't, I promised, though my heart thumped faster than my words suggested. Ethan appeared behind me, placing a hand on my shoulder. Everything okay here? He asked smoothly, his eyes scanning the room. Just checking the tables, I said, forcing cheer into my voice. You're tense, he said softly, his hand lingering a moment too long. Relax. Tomorrow is our day. Don't ruin it with overthinking. I wanted to argue, to tell him I wasn't overthinking, but something about his calm, commanding presence stopped me. I nodded instead, forcing a laugh. See? She's already stressed, Lily whispered to Claire. Can you blame her? Claire rolled her eyes. It's the day before a wedding. Stress is mandatory. Ethan chuckled, but it sounded just slightly hollow. I'll handle everything tomorrow, he said, glancing at me. You just enjoy it. I swallowed hard. Enjoy it. That should have reassured me. Instead, a cold doubt crept in. There was something he wasn't saying, something behind the charm and flawless smile. Lily nudged me again. Hey, stop worrying. Focus on the fun. Remember how we used to dream about this day when we were kids? I remember, I admitted, trying to let the warmth of friendship calm my nerves. Yet my eyes kept drifting to Ethan, to the way he spoke softly to Claire about the flower arrangements, the ease with which everyone seemed to adore him. Do you think he's hiding anything? I asked Lily in a whisper. She frowned. Hiding. From you. I doubt it. Ethan's too smart to mess this up. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But as I watched him laugh, a shiver ran through me, a premonition I couldn't shake. Something about tomorrow felt like a threshold I wasn't ready to cross. Stop it, I told myself, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. Stop doubting him. Stop doubting yourself. But even as I spoke the words, my stomach tightened again. I forced a smile, let Lily loop her arm through mine, and tried to focus on the excitement. Tomorrow was supposed to be perfect. And yet, in the quiet of that hotel suite, I couldn't sleep. The hotel room felt smaller, suffocating somehow. I kept tossing the wedding plans in my head, forcing myself to relax, but my mind refused to cooperate. The sound of my phone pinging startled me. A text from an unknown number. Check the files Ethan left on the laptop. Urgent. I froze. My fingers trembled as I opened the laptop on the desk. There it was, bank statements, loans, legal letters. My heart thumped faster than ever. I scrolled, unable to believe my eyes. Ethan had been hiding a mountain of debt, millions. All in his name, yet none of it mentioned to me. I heard footsteps behind me. I shouldn't be here, I whispered, trying to close the laptop. A man in a sharp suit appeared, holding a briefcase. Miss, I think you should see everything, he said calmly. I'm Alexander's associate. He asked me to make sure you know the truth if it came to this. Alexander? I asked, my voice shaking. Not the billionaire, he said quickly. Just a friend, someone who knows the risks. Ethan has been planning to use your wedding to secure a bailout. It's all legal technically, but morally? That's another story. I couldn't speak. My hands were icy. He's going to use me. He's desperate. And brilliant at hiding it, the man said, his eyes steady. I'm sorry you have to find out like this. I felt my chest tighten. I trusted him. I thought he loved me. He might. But love doesn't pay debts, he said softly, closing the briefcase. Think carefully about your next move. As he left, I sat down heavily, staring at the laptop. How had I been so blind? All the small things, Ethan's secretive phone calls, late-night meetings, fleeting expressions of irritation, they weren't coincidences. They were signs I refused to see. I grabbed my phone and called Ethan. The line rang twice before he picked up. Hey, babe. Can't sleep either. Ethan, I said, trying to keep my voice steady, we need to talk. Now. His tone was light, charming as ever. It's late, and you look stressed. Maybe we should save this for tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, I said firmly. I know about the debts. I know what you're planning. There was a pause. Then, debts? What are you talking about? His voice was smooth, practiced. I could feel my pulse in my ears. Don't play games with me. I saw everything. Millions in loans, letters, hidden accounts. You planned to use our marriage to cover it. A faint chuckle. You always think the worst, don't you? Come on, I would never use you like that. You would. I yelled. Do you have any idea how it feels to realize the person you love is lying to you? Listen, he said, still calm. You're reading this wrong. I've been under a lot of pressure, yes. But this isn't about you. It's about survival. I can fix it. Together, we can. Fix it. I interrupted, anger and disbelief roaring. You were going to drag me into this. I'm supposed to be your wife tomorrow, and I'm just collateral in your plan. I didn't want it to come to this, he said, voice faltering slightly. I love you. You have to believe me. I sank onto the bed, burying my face in my hands. I don't know what to believe anymore. Ethan's voice softened. You've always been so rational, so careful. But right now, I need you to trust me. I trusted you. I shouted, tears welling. And look where that got me. How could I have been so blind? You weren't blind, he said quietly. You just didn't see the choices I had to make. I never wanted to hurt you. I could barely breathe. Hurt, anger, confusion, it all collided in my chest. My mind replayed every conversation, every laugh, every promise. The realization was crushing. My perfect wedding, my perfect fiancé, it had all been built on lies. I whispered to myself, tomorrow, what if I can't go through with it? My phone vibrated again, a message from Lily. Everything okay? You sound weird on the call earlier. I typed back shakily, no. I found out everything about Ethan. I don't know what to do. As I hit send, I felt the room tilt. I wasn't just nervous anymore. I was on the edge of a choice that could change everything. My life, my heart, my future. And for the first, I paced the hotel suite, my hands trembling. The wedding was tomorrow, and Ethan's betrayal had left me reeling. I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I didn't even notice the knock at the door. Miss, are you okay? A deep voice asked. I jumped, spinning toward the doorway. A man stood there, tall, impeccably dressed, with sharp features and eyes that seemed to see right through me. I'm fine, I stammered, though my voice cracked. Really? He stepped inside, not waiting for permission. You look far from fine. I'm Alexander. Alexander. I repeated, confused. Do I know you? No, but I noticed your distress. His lips curled into a half-smile, disarming and frustrating all at once. Hotels like this aren't for sleepless nights, unless someone's secrets are chasing them. I blinked, caught off guard. I don't know what you mean. He raised an eyebrow. Sure you do. That look in your eyes isn't from tiredness. It's fear. Betrayal, maybe? Someone you trusted. I felt my stomach knot. How do you know? Let's just say I've seen it before. Happens more than people admit. He leaned against the desk casually. Do you want help? Help? I asked, skeptical. I don't know. I don't even know you. I know enough, he said smoothly. Sometimes, that's all it takes to point you in the right direction. I swallowed. And what if I say no? Then you suffer through it, he said lightly. But I wouldn't recommend it. I laughed nervously. You sound like you enjoy chaos. Only when it's someone else's, he said, smiling faintly. I help people out of their messes. When they are ready. I studied him. There was something magnetic about his presence. Calm, confident, entirely in control. And yet, he was a stranger. Why me? I asked. Why not someone else? Because I saw you, he said simply. And because you need someone who isn't afraid of the truth. My pulse quickened. The truth, I whispered. Yes. I don't even know where to start. Start anywhere, he said. Or nowhere. I'll guide you. I hesitated. You're rich, aren't you? I can tell. The way you carry yourself, the suit, the watch. Guilty, he admitted, smirking. I'm Alexander Royce. Billionaire, philanthropist, occasional problem solver. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're in a mess, and I can help you. I shook my head. I can't involve a stranger in this. It's my life. My wedding. And tomorrow, it could be ruined if you don't do something, he said, stepping closer. Fear and indecision won't fix anything. They'll only make the pain worse. I felt heat rise to my cheeks. His eyes were piercing. I don't know if I can trust you. You already do, he said quietly, almost teasing. You're talking to me, aren't you? I frowned, heart thudding. That's different. No, it isn't, he countered. You're alone in this, except for people who might betray you. I offer an alternative. Take it or leave it. I stammered, torn. There was something dangerous about letting him in. But there was also a spark of relief, a possibility of control I hadn't felt in hours. Okay, but just advice. Not anything else. Fair enough, he said, leaning back with a calm smile. But be warned, once you start listening to advice, it can change everything. Especially when it comes from someone who doesn't sugarcoat the truth. I let out a shaky breath. I don't even know where to begin. Then we begin at the beginning, he said, opening a chair. Tell me what happened. Every detail. No filter. No lies. And then we'll see what can be done. I sat down slowly, hands clasped in my lap. It's Ethan, my fiancé. I found out he's been hiding. My voice cracked, and I swallowed tears. Millions in debt. He planned to use our marriage to cover it. Alexander nodded, listening intently. And you confronted him. I tried, I whispered. But he twisted it, made me doubt myself. I feel so stupid, so naive. You're not stupid, he said, leaning forward. You're human. And humans get betrayed. But that doesn't mean you have to stay trapped. You have choices. I swallowed hard, meeting his gaze. Choices. I've never felt like I had any before tonight. You do now, he said simply. And I'll make sure you see them clearly. But the first step? Trusting yourself again. I exhaled, a strange mix of fear and anticipation swirling inside me. Okay, I said quietly. Let's start. He smiled, sharp and confident. Good. I paced the hotel suite, my hands trembling. The wedding was tomorrow, and Ethan's betrayal had left me reeling. I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I didn't even notice the knock at the door. Miss, are you okay? A deep voice asked. I jumped, spinning toward the doorway. A man stood there, tall, impeccably dressed, with sharp features and eyes that seemed to see right through me. I'm fine, I stammered, though my voice cracked. Really? He stepped inside, not waiting for permission. You look far from fine. I'm Alexander. Alexander. I repeated, confused. Do I know you? No, but I noticed your distress. His lips curled into a half-smile, disarming and frustrating all at once. Hotels like this aren't for sleepless nights, unless someone's secrets are chasing them. I blinked, caught off guard. I don't know what you mean. He raised an eyebrow. Sure you do. That look in your eyes isn't from tiredness. It's fear. Betrayal, maybe? Someone you trusted. I felt my stomach knot. How do you know? Let's just say I've seen it before. Happens more than people admit. He leaned against the desk casually. Do you want help? Help? I asked, skeptical. I don't know. I don't even know you. I know enough, he said smoothly. Sometimes, that's all it takes to point you in the right direction. I swallowed. And what if I say no? Then you suffer through it, he said lightly. But I wouldn't recommend it. I laughed nervously. You sound like you enjoy chaos. Only when it's someone else's, he said, smiling faintly. I help people out of their messes. When they are ready. I studied him. There was something magnetic about his presence. Calm, confident, entirely in control. And yet, he was a stranger. Why me? I asked. Why not someone else? Because I saw you, he said simply. And because you need someone who isn't afraid of the truth. My pulse quickened. The truth, I whispered. Yes. I don't even know where to start. Start anywhere, he said. Or nowhere. I'll guide you. I hesitated. You're rich, aren't you? I can tell. The way you carry yourself, the suit, the watch. Guilty, he admitted, smirking. I'm Alexander Royce. Billionaire, philanthropist, occasional problem solver. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're in a mess, and I can help you. I shook my head. I can't involve a stranger in this. It's my life. My wedding. And tomorrow, it could be ruined if you don't do something, he said, stepping closer. Fear and indecision won't fix anything. They'll only make the pain worse. I felt heat rise to my cheeks. His eyes were piercing. I don't know if I can trust you. You already do, he said quietly, almost teasing. You're talking to me, aren't you? I frowned, heart thudding. That's different. No, it isn't, he countered. You're alone in this, except for people who might betray you. I offer an alternative. Take it or leave it. I stammered, torn. There was something dangerous about letting him in. But there was also a spark of relief, a possibility of control I hadn't felt in hours. Okay, but just advice. Not anything else. Fair enough, he said, leaning back with a calm smile. But be warned, once you start listening to advice, it can change everything, especially when it comes from someone who doesn't sugarcoat the truth. I let out a shaky breath. I don't even know where to begin. Then we begin at the beginning, he said, opening a chair. Tell me what happened. Every detail. No filter. No lies. And then we'll see what can be done. I sat down slowly, hands clasped in my lap. It's Ethan, my fiancé. I found out he's been hiding. My voice cracked, and I swallowed tears. Millions in debt. He planned to use our marriage to cover it. Alexander nodded, listening intently. And you confronted him. I tried, I whispered. But he twisted it, made me doubt myself. I feel so stupid, so naive. You're not stupid, he said, leaning forward. You're human. And humans get betrayed. But that doesn't mean you have to stay trapped. You have choices. I swallowed hard, meeting his gaze. Choices. I've never felt like I had any before tonight. You do now, he said simply. And I'll make sure you see them clearly. But the first step? Trusting yourself again. I exhaled, a strange mix of fear and anticipation swirling inside me. Okay, I said quietly. Let's start. He smiled, sharp and confident. Good. The sunlight was brutal. I woke up to my phone buzzing like it was alive, notifications piling on top of each other. Messages, calls, emails, all of them screaming chaos. Miss, you should see this. Mason, Alexander's assistant, said quietly, handing me my phone. I scrolled, my stomach twisting. Headlines. Gossip. Photos. The scandal had already gone viral. Ethan's face was everywhere, but so was mine. My wedding, my life, my reputation, it was all public property now. I can't believe this, I whispered, voice cracking. Everyone's seeing it. You're safe, Mason said calmly. Alexander made sure of that. But you need to stay calm. Panic won't help. I'm not panicking. I snapped, immediately regretting the harshness. My hands were trembling. I feel trapped. And angry. And my voice faltered. You feel everything at once, Mason said. It's normal. But you survived last night. You can survive this too. I exhaled slowly. I don't even know where to start. My family, my friends. Mason nodded. We start with control. Step by step. You call your family. You speak your truth. No one can argue with what really happened. I nodded, trying to steady myself. Okay, first, my parents. I dialed my mother, my fingers shaking. She picked up almost instantly. Where have you been? I've been worried sick. I need to explain, I said quietly. Last night, it wasn't what it seemed. Not what it seemed, she repeated sharply. Do you think I care about appearances? I care about my daughter. And this scandal, this chaos. I know, I interrupted, tears pricking. Ethan, he isn't who I thought he was. He betrayed you, she demanded, voice rising. Of course he did. That man was always hiding something. I don't know, I whispered. I thought I trusted him. I thought I knew him. You did, sweetheart. You trusted. But trusting doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And right now, you need to focus on yourself. I swallowed hard. I don't even know what that means anymore. It means you survived, darling, she said softly. And tomorrow, you have a choice. No one can take that from you. I hung up, heart pounding. Alexander was waiting outside, leaning casually against the doorway. Family first, he said. Good. How did it go? They are angry, I admitted. But they understand more than I thought. Good. Anger fades faster than betrayal, he said lightly. Now, about Ethan, what's the plan? What plan? I asked, confused. Your next move, he said simply. You can't stay frozen. You need to decide how to handle him, and fast. I swallowed. I don't know if I can face him today. Or ever. Then don't, Alexander said. You have options. You have control. And that's more than most people can say. I frowned. Control, it's strange. I've never felt it like this before. Part of me is grateful, part of me is terrified. That's normal, he said. Guilt, relief, curiosity, they're all tangled. But you'll sort them out. And I'll help. You don't judge me. I asked, voice small. Not at all, he said softly. I've seen worse choices than yours. And I've seen bravery too. You have both, in spades. I felt a strange warmth, a shift in my chest. I don't know how to thank you. You don't need to, he said lightly. Just focus on surviving the day. Everything else falls into place eventually. I exhaled, trying to steady my racing thoughts. I don't know what to feel. Guilt, relief, fear, even curiosity. And I feel something else, too. Alexander raised an eyebrow. Something else. I looked away, cheeks heating. I don't know. It's confusing. I shouldn't feel drawn to someone like you right now. You're allowed to feel, he said calmly. Emotions aren't convenient. They don't wait for perfect timing. But they're honest. And that honesty, it's powerful. I swallowed hard, heart thumping. Powerful, yes. Terrifying too. Exactly, he said with a faint smile. And you survived last night. You can survive anything. I'll help you see that. I nodded slowly. I hope so. I need to get my life back, even if it's in pieces right now. It's never truly in pieces, he said quietly. It just feels that way until you start picking up the parts yourself. And you've already begun. I took a shaky breath. I hope you're right. I feel so conflicted. I don't even know what tomorrow will bring. Then focus on today, Alexander said, glancing at Mason. Step 1, survive today. Step 2, rebuild. Step 3, make him regret everything. I blinked at him, surprised by the last part. Make him regret. He nodded. Justice doesn't always come quietly. Sometimes, it comes from the choices you make when no one's expecting it. I felt a spark of determination ignite. Then, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can take control, after all. Alexander smiled faintly. You already are. You just didn't realize it yet. I paced the room, phone in hand, heart hammering. Alexander was watching me calmly, arms crossed. You look tense, he said. I am tense. I snapped. Everything's changed. Ethan, he thinks he can just act normal like nothing happened. Then let's remind him he can't, Alexander said, leaning against the desk. You have power now. Use it. I don't know if I want to hurt him, I admitted, pacing faster. Part of me wants revenge, but another part. I just want to move on. Revenge isn't the only option, he said softly. But control over your life. That's yours, and you shouldn't give it back to him. I stopped pacing, running a hand through my hair. Control, yes. But I also don't want to be cruel. I want him to feel the consequences of his actions. Then you'll do both, Alexander said. And I'll help. You won't be alone in this. I swallowed hard. Okay, what's the first step? He smirked faintly. Gather information. Evidence. Something concrete. Then we decide how to proceed. No rash moves. We make him regret under your terms, not his. I nodded slowly. I can do that. I know where to start. And I'll help, he said. Alexander Royce doesn't do things halfway. You want justice? You get it. My phone buzzed. A text from Ethan. Good morning, darling. Sleep well. I clenched my fists. He has no idea what's coming. He's still pretending everything's normal. You're right, Alexander said. And that's the perfect weakness to exploit. I scowled. I should call him out. But what do I say? Do I confront him or just expose him? Depends on what you want, he said. Closure, power, or public justice. Or all three. I hesitated. Maybe all three, but I don't want to be vindictive for the wrong reasons. I want him to understand what he did, not just suffer. Then you're smarter than most, he said. We'll make sure he understands. I nodded, determination building. First, I need information about his finances, his business, anything that proves his lies. Alexander's eyes gleamed. Already on it. I have contacts, someone who knows Ethan's rivalries, debts, and vulnerabilities. We'll use it strategically. I exhaled, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. I can't believe I'm doing this. But I feel alive for the first time in weeks. You deserve that feeling, he said. After everything he's done, you deserve to reclaim your life. I glanced at my phone again. Another message from Ethan. Dinner tonight? I want to talk. I frowned. He's trying to lure me into pretending everything is fine. Should I answer? Alexander shook his head. Not yet. Let him wait. Patience is key. Don't give him control over your timing. That's step 1. I nodded. Step 1, patience. Step 2, gathering evidence. Step 3, exposure. Exactly, Alexander said. And remember, every step must serve you, not just anger. Anger fades, but power lasts. I ran my hands through my hair again. I don't even know if I can forgive him. Maybe I don't want to. But I also don't want to waste my life hating him. Then don't, Alexander said softly. Let him regret. You move forward. That's forgiveness without weakness. That's strength. I swallowed hard, heart pounding. Strength. I can try. I want to try. Just then, my phone rang. I glanced at it. Ethan. I let it ring. Alexander didn't flinch. Good, he said quietly. He's already anxious. He doesn't know you've decided the pace. That's advantage number 1. I smiled faintly, adrenaline mixing with fear. Advantage number 1. I like that. I feel like I can actually do this. Take back my life. Alexander's smirk was faint but approving. You can. And remember, revenge isn't just about him. It's about proving to yourself you're stronger than anyone else's lies. I nodded slowly. I want to see him realize he underestimated me. That I'm not a victim anymore. And you won't be, he said. Step by step, you'll regain everything. Your confidence, your control, your peace. I took a deep breath. Step by step. I can do that. I will do that. Good, he said, voice calm and unwavering. And remember, I'm here. Every step. Every decision. You're not alone. I felt a flicker of gratitude mixed with something else. A tension, a curiosity I couldn't quite name. Thank you. I mean, really. I don't know what I'd do without you. You'd find a way, he said lightly. But it's easier with a partner. Especially one who doesn't fear the truth. I glanced at him, heart racing. Partner, yes. I think I can trust you. But part of me still feels guilty for needing help. For feeling something else. You'll sort that out, he said, smirking faintly. For now, focus on the game. It's dangerous, yes. But every dangerous game has winners. I swallowed hard, determination and fear twisting together. Then I'll play, and I'll win. Alexander's eyes met mine, steady and unwavering. Exactly. And I'll make sure you do. I exhaled, my pulse racing. For the first time since last night, I stared at the documents spread across the table, my hands trembling. Alexander leaned over my shoulder, eyes scanning every page with the calm precision that made me trust him even more. This can't be real, I whispered. Ethan, he lied about everything. Not just me, his debts, his business deals, even his friends. Alexander nodded. I warned you, but seeing it in black and white hits harder, doesn't it? It's worse than I imagined, I admitted. I thought it was just about money. But he manipulated everyone around him. Friends, colleagues, even his family. How could someone be this calculated? You'd be surprised, Alexander said softly. Some people hide their worst selves behind charm and smiles. But now you see the truth. That's your advantage. I swallowed hard. I feel sick. And angry. I can't believe I didn't notice sooner. I thought Lily would never lie to me. Never. My voice cracked. Alexander glanced at me, his eyes sharp. Something about her. I froze. I don't want to believe it. But some of these notes, emails, they're from her. She might have helped him. What? Alexander asked, calm but firm. Are you sure? I don't know, I whispered, looking down at my hands. I trusted her. I told her everything, my doubts, my fears. And now, I don't know if she was just listening or helping him all along. Alexander put a hand on my shoulder. It's painful to discover betrayal from someone close. But you're not powerless. Knowing is the first step to taking control. I never imagined it, I admitted, tears welling. I thought Lily and Claire, they were my safe place. And now you know who is truly loyal, Alexander said quietly. And who isn't. I bit my lip, trying to steady myself. I feel so exposed. Like everything I believed in was a lie. It was a lie, yes, he agreed. But it doesn't define you. It defines him, and anyone who chose to deceive you. I exhaled shakily. I need to figure out if it's really her. If she really betrayed me. Then you will, Alexander said firmly. Evidence, patience, and observation. You don't act on suspicion alone. You act when you're certain. I nodded, feeling a flicker of determination amidst the hurt. I don't know if I can face her, or even speak to her again. You will, if necessary, Alexander said calmly. And when you do, you'll do it on your terms. Not his, not hers, not anyone else's. I swallowed hard, heart racing. I just keep thinking how blind I was, how easily I trusted. And now, my world feels like it's crumbling, piece by piece. That's how you realize your strength, Alexander said, voice steady. When the world falls apart, you rebuild it yourself, and you're capable of more than you think. I looked at him, something in me shifting. You make it feel like I'm not alone in this. Like I have someone I can count on. And it's scary, but also comforting. That's what allies do, he said, with a faint smile. And I'm not just here for protection. I'm here to help you reclaim your life. I nodded slowly. I don't know how to thank you. I feel guilty for relying on you. But I trust you. You don't need to thank me, he said softly. Actions speak louder than words. And you've already started taking control. I took a deep breath. I don't understand how someone I loved could be this cruel. How friends could be so deceptive. You will understand, Alexander said quietly. But understanding doesn't mean weakness. It means clarity. And clarity gives you power. I exhaled slowly, running my fingers through my hair. I need time to process this. But I want justice. I want him to see that he underestimated me. And, if Lily helped, she needs to know she can't cross me either. Then you'll make sure they both learn their lessons, Alexander said, eyes steady. Carefully, strategically. You don't strike blindly. You strike with precision. I nodded slowly, heart pounding with a mix of fear, anger, and adrenaline. Precision. Yes. I can do that. I will do that. Alexander's hand brushed lightly against mine as he passed a folder of documents. Remember, tonight you gather, tomorrow you act. And I'll be here every step of the way. I felt a jolt at the touch, a strange mixture of gratitude, tension, and something else I couldn't name. I don't know what tomorrow holds. But I feel like I can face it. Maybe for the first time in weeks, I feel ready. Good, Alexander said, his gaze unwavering. Because once the truth is fully revealed, nothing will be the same. And you'll be the one controlling the outcome. I swallowed hard, feeling both fear and determination swirl inside me. Then let's do this. Let's uncover everything. And I need to know who I can really trust. Alexander's faint smile was reassuring. You'll know. And when you do, nothing will stop you. I looked at the pile of evidence again, heart racing. The truth was out there. Betrayal, lies, manipulation. And now, I had a plan. But deep inside, a nagging thought remained, chilling. I walked into the conference room, my chest tight but my step steady. Ethan was already there, sitting smugly at the head of the table. He looked up as I entered, a faint smirk on his lips. Well, look who decided to show up, he said casually. Finally ready to face reality. I've faced enough reality already, I said, voice cold. But now, it's time you face yours. He raised an eyebrow. Oh, and what reality is that? I set the folder of documents on the table. The truth, Ethan. Everything you've hidden, your debts, your lies, your manipulation. And yes, even your betrayal of people you call friends. He laughed, but it was forced. Documents? You think a few papers can hurt me? They do, I said, my voice firm. Because these aren't just papers. These are proof. Proof that you used everyone around you, your business partners, your family, and yes, me. Ethan's smirk faltered, just slightly. Used you? That's ridiculous. I did what I had to do. You don't understand the pressure. The pressure. I interrupted sharply. The pressure doesn't give you the right to lie, cheat, and manipulate. You've hurt everyone who trusted you. And now, it's time you see the consequences. Alexander stepped forward, standing beside me. She's not exaggerating, Ethan. You can deny it all you want, but the evidence is here. And the public isn't blind anymore. Ethan's hands clenched on the table. You set me up. You're just like them, plotting revenge. I shook my head. No. This isn't revenge. This is justice. You made your choices, Ethan. I'm just showing the world what they are. People deserve to know the truth about you. He laughed, but it was brittle, desperate. Do you think anyone will believe this? I have power, connections. You think you're untouchable, don't you? I said, my voice rising. But the truth has a way of catching up with liars, Ethan. You underestimated me. You underestimated everyone you thought you controlled. Alexander's hand brushed lightly against mine. You've done everything by the book. Now let him face the consequences. I took a deep breath, steadying my shaking hands. I trusted you, Ethan. I loved you. And you threw it all away. You destroyed friendships, manipulated families, and now you're alone. That's the consequence. Ethan's face darkened. You think you're better than me? You think this makes you powerful? Yes, I said firmly. It does. Not because I'm cruel, but because I survived. I took back my life when you tried to destroy it. That's power, Ethan. And you let it slip through your fingers. He slammed his hand on the table. This isn't over. You think you've won? You haven't. You've already lost, I said, cutting him off. And everyone who trusted you will see it now. Your lies, your manipulation, it ends here. Alexander leaned closer. You're stronger than you think. Don't let him shake that. I nodded, heart racing. You see, Ethan, the world doesn't owe you sympathy. It owes honesty. And honesty just exposed you for who you are. Ethan's lips pressed into a thin line. You'll regret this. You'll regret nothing more than the choices you made, I said firmly. You chose deceit over loyalty, greed over love. That's your downfall. Not me. He sat back, eyes narrowing, realization finally sinking in. People will hate you now. I mean, the world, They'll know the truth, I said. And that's more powerful than anything you could control. Your manipulation ends today. Alexander's hand found mine again. You did this. You faced it head-on. And now, you're free. I exhaled slowly, a mixture of relief and adrenaline washing over me. I feel free. And finally, I feel like I can breathe again. Ethan's expression twisted between anger and shame. You think you've won, but this isn't the end. It is for me, I said firmly. The end of fear. The end of lies. The end of being controlled by someone like you. You've lost, Ethan. And now everyone knows it. He glared at me, but the smirk was gone. The arrogance had crumbled. And for the first time, I saw him exactly as he was, flawed, selfish, and powerless. Alexander squeezed my hand gently. You did it. You faced betrayal, manipulation, and deceit, and you came out stronger. That's what matters. I nodded, feeling the tension finally release. Yes, stronger, free, and ready for what comes next. I survived him. I survived it all. And nothing can take that away from me. As Ethan sat there, defeated and exposed, I realized the truth. Empowerment wasn't about revenge or hate. I sat on the balcony, the morning sun warming my face. My phone buzzed occasionally, but I didn't rush to check it. Life felt quieter, calmer, and for the first time in weeks, I felt in control. Coffee. Alexander's voice broke the silence. He appeared holding 2 mugs, the faint smile that always made my chest flutter lighting up his face. "I'd love one," I said, taking the mug he handed me. "Thanks." He sat across from me, leaning back casually. "How are you feeling?" "Really?" I sighed, taking a sip. "Honestly? A little fragile. But also lighter. Like a weight I didn't know I was carrying has finally lifted." "That's good," he said softly. "You survived a storm most people would crumble under. That's strength." I never thought I'd get here," I admitted. "After everything, Ethan, the betrayal, I felt lost, angry, confused. But now, I feel like I can finally breathe." "You can," he said quietly. "And you've earned every ounce of this peace. No one can take it from you." I smiled faintly, watching the sunlight glint off his hair. "Alexander." I stopped, words catching in my throat. I don't know how to say it without sounding silly, but you've been more than a protector. You've anchored me when I needed it most. He looked at me, eyes steady, warm. "You're not saying anything silly. I've been there because you deserve someone in your corner. Because you're worth it." I swallowed, heart pounding. I don't know how to thank you. I mean, for everything. I owe you so much." "You don't owe me anything," he said gently. "Actions speak louder than words. You've shown courage, resilience, and honesty with yourself. That's enough." I exhaled slowly, leaning back in my chair. It's strange. I feel hopeful, like I can finally start over. Maybe even trust again. "Hope is a powerful thing," Alexander said softly. "And you deserve it. Love, happiness, all of it. You survived betrayal. You deserve real joy." I smiled faintly, thinking of everything that had happened. Ethan, defeated, regretful, irrelevant now. Lily or Claire. I had distanced myself, learning who truly deserved my trust. And me. I had reclaimed my life. Piece by piece, decision by decision. "Do you ever regret anything?" I asked quietly. Alexander tilted his head, considering. "Regret isn't useful. Reflection is. You learn from the past, but you don't let it chain you. You take it, and you move forward stronger." I nodded slowly. "That makes sense. I've been reflecting a lot. About myself, my choices, my strength. And I feel proud. Scared, yes, but proud." "You should be," he said, voice gentle. "Not everyone survives what you've endured. Not everyone grows through it. You're remarkable." I laughed softly, shaking my head. Remarkable. I like that. I never would have described myself that way before. "Maybe now you can," he said with a faint smile. "Because you've seen yourself at your lowest, and you came back stronger." I looked at him, feeling a warmth spread through me. "Alexander, I think I can trust you now. Fully." "You already do," he said quietly, reaching across the table to brush my hand. "And you won't regret it." I felt my chest tighten, a mixture of relief and something else I couldn't name yet. I hope not. I've learned my lessons, but it feels strange to let someone in after everything. "That's normal," he said softly. "Healing isn't instant. It's gradual. But I'm not going anywhere. And neither is your strength." I smiled, letting the warmth of the morning sun wash over me. "I think I'm ready. Ready to live again. To love, maybe even love someone like you." Alexander's smile deepened. "That's all I've ever hoped to hear." I exhaled, feeling light for the first time in weeks. It's strange. After all the chaos, betrayal, and heartbreak, I feel free, empowered, and hopeful. "That's because you are," he said, eyes soft. "You've faced the storm, reclaimed your life, and now nothing can hold you back. The past is behind you. The future is yours." I took a deep breath, feeling a sense of peace I hadn't known in months. Yes, the future is mine. And I'm ready for it. Alexander raised his mug. "To new beginnings." I clinked mine against his, smiling. To new beginnings. And in that quiet moment, the weight of the past finally lifted. I had survived, I had grown, and I was ready.